Let's begin by laying yourselves down onto your mat in the shape of Shavasana, releasing your legs out nice and long, allowing your arms to relax by your side with your palms facing upward. Breathing in and out through your nose, allowing each exhale to relax the body more and more. Maintaining your awareness to your breath as it enters and leaves your body. Taking this time here at the beginning of practice to transition from everything going on out in the world to your time on the mat. Continue to take steady and slow inhales and exhales through your nose. And now bend your right knee, placing the sole of your right foot down on your mat, allowing the right leg to open and to fall outward, relaxing your foot on the inside of the left inner thigh for a supported tree. Maintaining your breath with inhales and exhales through your nose. Relaxing the inner thigh. Placing your palm on the outside of your right leg, lift it back up with your knee facing upward. And then bend your left knee, placing the sole of your left foot down on your mat. And now extend your right leg out nice and long, allowing the left leg to fall open with the inside of the left foot resting on the inner right thigh. Relieving and releasing tension in the inner thigh of the left leg now, allowing gravity to do the work as you relax. Slowly sliding the left palm to the outside of the left leg. Slowly bring your left knee to face upward. Sole of the left foot relaxes on your mat. And bend your right knee, placing the sole of your right foot down on your mat. Now with the feet hip distance apart, we'll move into pelvic pulses. Exaggerating the arch in your back, slide your palm underneath your back. Just to give you a guide to the exaggeration that will happen in the lower back. And as you inhale, release your ribs up toward the ceiling as you exaggerate the arch in your back. And as you exhale, imprint your lower back into the mat. Inhale, exaggerate the arch in the lower back. Exhale, imprint your lower back into the mat. Inhale, exaggerating the arch. Exhale, imprinting your lower back into the mat. Inhale, exaggerating the arch. Exhale, imprinting your lower back into the mat. And now find your nice neutral spine, allowing a natural curve to be in your spine. And now bend or lift both legs with your shins parallel to the ceiling and bring your arms up over your chest, shoulder width apart. As you inhale, extend the right arm up and overhead and bring it back. Inhale, extending the left arm overhead. Exhale, return it. Inhale, extend the right arm overhead. Exhale, return it. Inhale, extending the left arm overhead. Exhale, return it back alongside the chest. Inhale, extend your right heel forward. Exhale, draw it back in. Inhale, extend your left heel forward. Exhale, draw it back in. Right heel extends forward on an inhale. Exhale, draw it back in. Left heel extends forward as you inhale. Exhale, draw it back in. And now, working with the arms and the legs. Inhale, extend the right arm overhead. The left heel extends forward. Exhale, draw it back in. Inhale, left arm reaches, right heel presses forward. Exhale, draw it back in. Right arm, left heel. Exhale, draw it back in. Left arm, right heel. Exhale, draw it back in. Right arm, left heel. Exhale, draw it back in. Left arm, right heel. Exhale, draw it back in. And now slowly float the soles of both feet back down to your mat. Release your arms along the sides of your body, palms facing up. Heel to the feet in toward one another. And now draw your knees into your chest. Hands on your shins, forehead up to meet the knees, gently rocking from right to left, releasing any tension in the spine. Slowly release the head back to your mat, hugging the knees in just a little bit more, and now taking circles with the legs, circling in one direction for 4 counts, and then changing direction, circling the knees for a count of 4. And then bring the knees back toward the chest. And then opening up the legs, take your hands to the outer edges of the feet for happy baby. Drawing the thighs in toward the chest. Relaxing the shoulder blades into your mat. Maintaining happy baby. And now draw the soles of your feet together over your hips, pressing your elbows into your inner thighs, releasing the inner thighs, drawing your feet in closer to your body. Slowly, now releasing the hands from the feet and bringing them to the outer edges of the knees. Close your knees together and float your feet down to your mat. And now lower both knees over to your favorite side, rolling yourselves over in fetal position, holding for a breath. And now using the strength of your upper body, press yourself up slowly to a comfortable seated position, preparing for a twist. Release your right hand over to the left knee, rotating your pelvis. Taking your gaze toward your right shoulder. Maintaining a nice tall spine. Keeping the breath steady. And now slowly release, countering the shape by just gently twisting in the opposite direction. And now switch out the feet and twist your torso over to the opposite side, taking your right hand over to the left knee. Spine remains tall. Gaze toward the left shoulder. Now slowly releasing your twist, countering just briefly, taking the torso over to the opposite side. And now extending the legs out nice and long, palms along the sides of your body, along your hips. We'll sit into staff pose. With your nice tall spine, baby toes curled back toward the body. The feet are active, the legs are active. Breathing in and out through your nose. And now from a staff pose, bend the knees, bringing the soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to fall open. drawing the heels in closer to your seat, the spine tall, the hands embrace the outer edges of your feet. Relax the inner thighs. Now bring your hands to the outer edges of the knees, closing the legs up together. And come on to all fours with the hips and knees aligned, the wrists and shoulders aligned as we move through cat and cow. Inhale, lower your belly toward the mat. Exhale, press your lower back up toward the ceiling for cat. Inhale, lower your belly toward the mat for cow. Exhale, press the back of the shoulders up toward the ceiling for cat. Inhale, lower the belly for cow. Exhale, press the back body up toward the ceiling for cat. Inhale, once again for cow. Exhale, round and press up for cat. Inhale, lower the belly toward the mat for cow. Exhale, press the back of the body up toward the ceiling for cat. And now find your nice neutral spine for tabletop position. Slowly step the right foot forward, framing the right leg with the arms. Patting the left knee if you need to by doubling the mat or placing a pillow or towel underneath the knee. Extend your right leg long and bring it into the midline of the body, pressing your heel into the mat, and your toes come back towards your face, stretching the back of the leg. Work with your breath, ensuring that you're not holding the breath. And now bend your right foot and slowly slide it back. And now cushion the right knee and extend the left leg forward, grounding the left heel into your mat. Tucking the left toes back towards your face, framing the leg with the arms, feeling the release in the back of the leg. Again, bringing your breath and your awareness to any areas of tension in the back of the leg as you release. And now bend the left knee, placing it alongside the right. The wrists and shoulders align. The hips and knees align. And now move yourself into a modified push-up position and lower the chest and belly down to your mat. The legs extend long, the palms relax at the sides, and then lift for an isometric contraction in the lower back. Exhale, lower the chest back to your mat. Rolling your forehead on the mat from right to left to release any tension in the space between your brows. And again, using the muscles in your lower back to lift the torso from the mat. And now extend your fingertips back toward the back of the room or towards your heels. Hold. Exhale, slowly release, bringing your right ear to the mat, taking your gaze left. Taking your gaze back to the mat. Isometric contraction again. Lift. Contracting the muscles in the back of the body. Holding. Holding. Exhale. Slowly lower. Bringing the left ear to the mat and taking your gaze right. Returning your gaze to the mat, slide your palms underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, and press yourself up into a modified push-up position and then into tabletop. Bringing your knees the width of your mat apart. Big toes together to touch. And then walk your arms out nice and long, bringing your forehead down to the mat for child's pose. Releasing your hips toward the heels. Inhale and exhale through your nose. Finding release in the low back. From child's pose, press the palms into your mat and then walk the hands over to your right side, placing your left palm on top of the right, finding release in the obliques and the hips sink toward the heels. Slowly lifting your gaze now and pedaling or walking the hands over to your left side, extending the left arm long, the right palm relaxes on top of the left. Finding release in the obliques. Hips sink toward the heels. Lift your gaze, bringing yourself back to child's pose. Slide your palms underneath your shoulders, press yourself up. Go ahead and swing the legs forward. Soles of your feet rest on your mat. Knees bend. Hands behind the thighs, and slowly release and lay yourselves down onto your back on the mat. With your feet hip distance apart, heels grounded into the mat, press your heels into the mat and lift the hips up for bridge, tucking your shoulders underneath with the option to interlace your palms underneath your hips or simply extend your fingertips towards your heels. Hold bridge. Ensuring that the knees remain hip distance apart, hips remain lifted. Breath is normal, whatever is normal for you. Slowly release and lower the hips towards your mat. Heel toeing the feet together, ankles together, and now lower both knees over to your right side and shift your gaze toward the left for a twist. Slowly return your gaze to center, lift the knees back up to center, and then lower your knees over to your left side, shifting your gaze to the right. Keeping your attention and your awareness on the breath as it enters and exits the body. Allowing each exhale to bring more release. Now shifting your knees back up toward the ceiling, shifting your gaze back up toward the ceiling as well. Bring both knees in toward the chest and take your hands around the shins, drawing your knees in toward the chest. Forehead lifts to meet the knees. Release your head back to the mat. Slowly float and release your left foot into the mat and then cross your right ankle over your left knee, flexing your right foot to protect the knee. Stay there or float both knees in towards your chest. And you're welcome to interlace your palms together behind the left thigh to find release in the right hip and glute. Slowly release the interlace of the palms. Float the left foot back to the mat. Release your right knee or your right ankle from your left knee. And now cross the left ankle over your right knee, flexing the left foot, floating both knees into the chest, interlacing the palms together behind the right thigh. Releasing the back of the shoulder blades down to your mat. Focus on the breath and the release in the left hip. Now as you exhale, float the right foot down to your mat. Uncross the left ankle from the right knee. And now draw both knees in towards your chest for happy baby. The knees or the thighs come to the outer parts of the ribs. The soles of your feet shine up toward the ceiling. Drawing the back of the body, your shoulder blades into your mat to find release through the thighs. And now draw the soles of your feet together to find release in the inner thighs. Bringing your hands to the outer edges of the knees, close the knees together and float your feet down to your mat. Release your hands along the sides of your hips. Returning to our pelvic pulses from the beginning of class as we inhale, exaggerating the arch in your lower back. Exhale, imprinting your lower back into the mat. Continued inhale, exaggerating the arch. Exhale, imprint the lower back into your mat. Working with your own breath as we move through pelvic pulses. And now, preparing to put our practice to rest. Extend your right leg out nice and long. Extend your left leg out nice and long. Relax your arms along the sides of your body, palms facing up toward the ceiling. Big breath in, and as you exhale, relax your body into the mat. Bringing your attention or your awareness to your breath as it enters and exits the body through your nose. Allowing each exhale to relax you more and more. Slowly bringing awareness back into the body as you rub the fingertips together, perhaps rotating the head lightly from right to left. Bringing slow movements into the feet by wiggling the toes. intentionally back into the body. Bending the right knee, placing the sole of your right foot down on your mat. Now bend the left knee, placing the sole of your left foot down on your mat. Heel toe the feet in toward one another, and then slowly release them over to your favorite side, moving into fetal position. Using the strength of your upper body, slowly press yourself up to a comfortable seated position, facing forward, sitting cross-legged, spine is tall. Releasing your hands on top of your knees with the eyes closed. Breathing in through your nose, and then slowly exhale. Returning the breath to whatever is normal for you as you inhale and exhale through your nose. And now rub your palms together in front of your chest to generate heat, warming your palms, and then lightly place your palms over your eyes. Go ahead and float your eyes open behind your cupped hands and float your hands away from your eyes. Thanks for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.